Right, are we good? Are we live? I think we are. Had a couple of technical issues there, but I think we are live now. Hello all and welcome back to the Football Chat Live. Tonight, it's France versus Austria. The favourites, France, take on Austria in their opening group game. Of course, we've already seen the opening match of Group D as Netherlands beat Poland just about yesterday. But it does set up a really interesting dynamic now in the group because obviously Netherlands got the 3 points on the board, and while we would expect France to win here, there is a little bit of pressure there. If Austria could get some sort of result here, well, it would put a lot of pressure on France to top this group. They're expected to go through without any issues. But we've seen today how that might not be the case. It's been a difficult day for the big sides. Obviously, this morning we saw Romania beat Ukraine. Then, of course, we've just watched Belgium lose to Slovakia. And so now we're in a situation where, some big upsets have happened already today. Could Austria make it 3 from 3? What an incredible achievement that would be. But yeah, welcome everyone that is hopping into chat. Understandably, the poll very much favouring France. I think that is the expectation tonight. They are definitely the favourites. Nick Knack says hello, asking where Harry is. Yeah, he's gone to watch EastEnders, Nick Knack. But yeah, as Harry says, should be a very good game. I'm excited for it. I think that France are a really good side. They struggled a little bit in the pre-tournament friendlies, but who didn't? Germany didn't play particularly well. England didn't play particularly well. They lost to Iceland, and they didn't play particularly well against Serbia either. But that's not indicative of the quality. This France team is very, very strong. And, well, there's a reason a lot of the bookies have them as favourites or near favourites to win the tournament. So, yeah, should be an interesting one. I think this will... It's not really a testing thing for France in the same way that it was for Spain, in the same way that it was for Germany or England, because France are expected to be right there. World Cup finalists in the last tournament in Qatar. Huge disappointments in Euro 2020. They were World Cup winners in 2018, Euros finalists in 2016. They have a really strong core that has carried them through that period. And of course, that's headlined by Kylian Mbappe. Let's have a look at the teams then for this evening. Of course, we are in the wonderful city of Dusseldorf, the Dusseldorf Arena in Germany. And the teams are as follows. We'll start with Austria. It's a 4-2-3-1 for Ralf Rangnick's side. In goal, it's Pence. A back four of Posch, Danso, Verba and Mwene. In the pivot, it's Nicolas Sievald and captain Marcel Sabitzer. On the right, Konrad Laimer. On the left, Fabian Grilic, Baumgartner in attacking midfield, and Gregoric leading the line. Now, I think this will look a little bit different. I think Baumgartner maybe playing a deeper role today, so Sabitzer could come forwards. We could see Florian Grilic is actually more likely to be in the pivot, isn't he? And then Sabitzer on the left-hand side. I think that's how they'll play it. Baumgartner attacking midfield, Konrad Laimer plays that right-wing role in this Austrian side. But Sabitzer there, probably the main man for Austria. He got a fair few goals in qualifying. He was their top scorer coming into this competition, and I think if they're going to get goals, he's going to be really crucial to finding them. As for the France team, it's a 4-3-3 for Deschamps. Deschamps is an incredible France team. In goal, Mike Maignan has finally usurped Hugo Lloris as the starting goalkeeper. In the back four, Koundé, Upamecano, Saliba and Theo Hernandez. It's a midfield pivot of Rabiot and N'Golo Kante. On the right-hand side, it's Ousmane Dembele. On the left-hand side, it's Kylian Mbappe, the captain. Griezmann attacking midfield and leading the line, Marcus Thuram. Now, that could be a slightly different shape, but I think it will likely be Mbappe on that left-hand side. That's the role he prefers to play. And, Deschamps basically plays into Mbappe's strengths. That's the point of the France tactic. How do we find Mbappe in the best position possible? So I think he'll play his favourite role on that left-hand side. And, of course, they have got options. Really, really strong team. It goes without saying. So France only have options this evening. They've got a really strong bench. I'll be intrigued to see how they utilise them. Rangnick, forgot about him. Yes, Harry, he has fallen off the face of the earth since leaving Man United. No, he's done well with this Austrian side. I think they were a team who a lot of people would expect it to qualify by default, but actually didn't look on paper a very strong team. But they got through those qualifiers. They're here now in the finals, and well, I think they'll back themselves to go deep. I think because not in the sense I think they'll get out of this. I think they'll get out of the group potentially. We saw Poland. They played all right in the game against, Netherlands. They did all right in that game, but ultimately Netherlands beat them in the end. Then, of course, we've got France and Netherlands in that group as well. Really strong teams. But I think Austria backed themselves to beat Poland. I think they could get a result against Netherlands. For me, though, tonight, France is just a step ahead. There is just such a huge gulf there. France are such a strong team, so getting a result against them feels practically impossible for Austria. But you never know. Maybe Netherlands will. Maybe Austria will. Maybe I'll be proved massively wrong. I mean, I've already been proved wrong twice today. I thought that Ukraine would have the measure of Romania. They got spanked 3-0. I thought Belgium would eventually overcome Slovakia. They lost 1-0. But I think this France team has something different about them. There's an inevitability about France. There's a reason why in the last 4 major international tournaments they've played in, they've been finalists in 3 of them, winners in 1. And other than the Euros in 2020, have looked incredible throughout that time period. Mbappe is as good as he's ever been. Arguably better than he's ever been before. So they've got a better version of their best player. And the rest of the team, I think, has only got stronger. I think Mainan's probably a better goalkeeper than Hugo Lloris. I think you look at that partnership of Saliba and of Meccano, is it tonight? Yeah, Saliba and of Meccano. I think that's incredibly strong as well. So I'd argue this France team is probably better than the team that won in 2018, won the World Cup in 2018. Probably better than the team that just reached the World Cup final in, 18 months ago now? So that, for me, is a really frightening prospect. Because France seem to keep going from strength to strength. And I'm not sure who competes with them this year. That's the thing. I think a lot of people are writing them off because they're the boring option. People are going, oh, it's definitely going to be an England-Germany final. It's definitely going to be a Portugal-Spain final, whatever you want to say. They're writing France off because it's the boring option. Because nobody wants to say it, do they? Nobody wants to predict France to win. Because that's boring. Everyone. That's just what's going to happen. But yeah. Nick that says Mbappe looks relaxed. Yasmin questions, is he too relaxed perhaps? Perhaps. I don't think that's going to matter too much. I think he'll be in the zone. And Kylian Mbappe tonight, he'll have goals on his mind. I think he'll be pining to... Well, he's obviously not scored a European Championship goal before. So that's a big thing. But he'll be pining for Golden Boot this tournament. And if France go deep, you would expect him to play a huge role in that. So... yeah, will be interesting. Will be interesting to see how they get on tonight. I think they will, as I say, have the measure of Austria. I don't think Austria are particularly strong, anyway, and I definitely don't think that they are anywhere near France. So there is a huge gap there. But yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But yeah, we've got 5 minutes till kickoff, so let's get into some predictions. If you are watching along, get involved in the live chat. Give your predictions. I am going to say... I think it's definitely going to be a France win. In terms of by how many, I'm not sure. I think they'll get a few though. I'm going to say France 4, Austria 0. I don't think it'll be quite as comprehensive as the Germany win over Scotland on Friday night. I think Austria are a much better side than Scotland. But I think France will be keen to make a real statement tonight and to prove any doubters wrong that they are definitely still the best team in the world. So I think they'll get a few goals tonight. I think Mbappe will get a brace. I'll back a goal from Antoine Griezmann, and I will say Adrien Rabiot as well to make it 4-0. Nick Nat going 2-0. Fair enough, backing Austria more than I am. Austria could definitely spring a surprise here. I'm not writing them off by any means. I just think France are so strong. But if there's any team that's going to come out here and really give the fight to France, it's an Austria side with Ralf Rangnick at the helm. He's a really, really good manager. I think that's just not appreciated enough because his time at United was so pointless. But he is, I think, in my opinion, he's a really good coach. Harry also going 2-0 France. Fair enough, you're playing it safe, guys. Boring. Where's the Austria predictions? Yes, they're going 3-1 France win. Fair enough. I think that is the likely outcome from this game. But yeah, should be a good one. Should be a very good one. I'm intrigued to see players like Dembele as well because I feel like he's so hit and miss. Marcus Thuram as well feels like a player who is just not at the level that this squad requires. I find that a bit of an odd decision. I'd have probably put in some... I know obviously Camavinga, Tchouaméni both out injured, I believe, going into this tournament. If not, you'd expect them to be involved, right? Oh, no, they are both on the bench, so no idea what's happening there. But I'd have probably put... I'd have expected Griezmann to lead the line and then bring one of those into midfield 3. But they're preferring Marcus Thuram. I think he's definitely a player who can be highly effective. If anything, it's just getting out of the way of Mbappe. That's the key thing, isn't it? So, and being there to rebound if Mbappe doesn't score. So I think he can play that role quite well. But it's interesting because obviously Randall Kolo Muani plays with Mbappe, or did at least before he joined Real Madrid. Did play with Mbappe, and obviously he was the striker in the World Cup final. He came on in that game, I believe, and almost scored a winner. So it's interesting to see that he hasn't sort of moulded into the starting forward in this France team. Instead, his move to PSG, if anything, has damaged his reputation, has damaged how likely he is to start. So, yeah, will be interesting. Will be very interesting, this one. So, just national anthems and all the usual Euros pre-game stuff. Harry says Deschamps hate Camavinga, does he? Why? I still doesn't explain Chouameni either. He obviously started a lot of the World Cup in 2022. So, yeah. I wasn't aware there was any contention there between Deschamps and Camavinga, but fair enough. Austria very passionately engaging in their national anthem. They've got a fight tonight. They've got a really tough job in their hands to try and contain arguably the best team in the world. I don't even think there's an argument. The best national side in the world. How do you do that? How on earth do you do that? Well, Austria are going to give it a go now. But it seems like the impossible task, doesn't it? But their fans are very much up for it. A sea of red and white in the crowd tonight. Can they beat France is the big question. We're about to get underway here in Dusseldorf. But I'm excited for this game. I feel like France are a team we've not watched much on stream. Because if I remember back to the World Cup, I think all their games seemed to fall in the morning, and we only did one game a day, so I don't think we ever watched France. Or at least if we did, I don't remember it. So we only really watched them in the knockouts. And in Euro 2020, I don't think we watched a single game, and then they were out. Even in the Women's World Cup, I don't think we watched any France. So it's a bit of a weird feeling. Obviously, we're streaming every single game. We're going to catch France at some point. But yeah, it's. I think this should be a really interesting game to watch. I think France are going to be really good. So, I mean, that's the thing. Today is a win-win. Either France go out there and pace Austria, so at least we get a lot of goals and we can get excited about a really good team, or nervous if we're all England fans, or we get to watch a huge upset. Now, I know which one's more likely, but you never know. Could Austria pull off the upset? That would be fantastic to see. Very unlikely. You never know. I'm hoping at least they can put up a fight for a bit. If we see Mbappe around the goalkeeper after 3 minutes, call it a day there. But yeah, I think France will play well there. But I guess we'll see. Because the thing, obviously, they won the World Cup in 2018, but for the recent France side, and of course for Kylian Mbappe, this European Championship has eluded them. In 2020, they weren't good enough. In 2016, Mbappe wasn't there. They got to the final, but lost to Ronaldo's Portugal team. So, yeah, I feel like it's a little bit of it's not a bogey competition per se, but there's a little bit of a voodoo there. A little bit of wonder why they've not won it. But yeah. HK117, welcome to the stream, saying, hi mate, are you happy with England's win yesterday? I'm happy we got the win. I wasn't happy with the performance. I think the performance was really lacking. I don't think we played particularly well. I think we were quite fortunate actually to come away with the win. We easily could have thrown that game away, but I'm happy we got the win. For me, that's the really crucial thing. We get those 3 points over the line. We put ourselves in a strong position. With Denmark drawing as well, we're now in a really good place to qualify. Even if the game was really boring. But if we win every game 1-0 and we're bored, but we win the Euros, I'm not complaining. Absolutely not complaining. So we Austria to get us started here in Dusseldorf. Once the referee is happy. Not sure what we're waiting for here. It feels like some sort of UEFA thing on the sidelines. I think that's saying, just can't they still have the legs to compete at this level? I think because it is just one tournament, I think you'll be able to get through it. But we are underway here. Austria get us started for the final game of the day. Austria versus France, the second game in Group D, the favourites opening match. Of course, France here. Will they kick off in style as they search for European Championship glory, or could Austria surprise them? That's the thing. Obviously, we've seen some huge upsets already today. I'm really hoping we continue that theme, but I'm just not sure we will. I think this France team is so good. Also quite interesting to see, at least from the start, Mbappe through the middle, Marcus Thuram off that left flank. Thought we might see Mbappe in his preferred role, but he can play anywhere across that front line realistically, and he's still going to pose a huge threat. But it's interesting to see Deschamps preferring the side composition to where Mbappe prefers to play. Austria swinging the ball in there, but it's no problem for Mike Mainan. HK117 asking, just you today? Yes, we're splitting it over the Euros. Usually the 8 o'clock game will be both of us, but I wasn't able to be here for the start of the 5 o'clock, so I said I'll take the 8 o'clock game instead. But I'm more than happy to. I'm hoping we get track to a really good game of football here, and already Dembele causing a few issues there for Verba. Mbappe and Griezmann linking up well, but that just comes loose, and Wene can clear it. Sabitzer unable to take that in his stride very effectively. Here's N'Golo Kante, plays that towards the runner. Theo Hernandez has to bust a gut to get there, but he does. Now he'll look to work it round with Kylian Mbappe. Kante. Nice ball into Rabiot. Now Mbappe. Already you can see that a very aggressive foul there from Conrad Lima on Mbappe. You can't afford to show him any respect today. You've got to be on him instantly. We saw how Serbia dealt with Jude Bellingham. He still ultimately scored. But the number of fouls they got away with, just lumping in on Bellingham, that's what Austria will be doing to Mbappe today. They realised the big threat posed by him. So we're looking to take him out at every opportunity. HK asks, all right, what games are tomorrow, mate? It is Turkey-Georgia at 5 o'clock and then Portugal-Czechia at 8 o'clock. But obviously that then will mark the end of match week 1, which it feels so soon. It feels only yesterday, I mean, it almost was, that we were starting this tournament, and already we're a week in. But yeah, incredible stuff. Still a long, long way to go. I believe this is stream 10 of the tournament, I want to say. And obviously there's 51 matches, so yeah, a lot of streams. Absolutely loving it at the moment, though. Might be slightly different by the time the end of the groups rolls around, but then we do get a nice 2-day break. So Jules Koundé pass intercepted there by Mwene, and it comes out of play for a France throw. Great, I'll be sure to watch, says HK. Well, I'll see you there then, HK. But yeah, of course we are live for every single match. So if you're watching the Euros, feel free to join us. Saliba. France look already quite comfortable in this game. Like Austria, I know it's only 3 minutes, so we can't really make huge statements, but France are coming forwards quite well. Austria, when they have got on the ball, it's more just clearing it, which is already a pretty bad sign considering we're just a handful of minutes into this match. And while they might just be playing it cautious in the opening stages, it doesn't bode well, does it? But yeah, they're already just packing the defence, remaining really tight, really narrow, holding their shape, being disciplined in that. That's how you're going to beat France, by being as defensively solid as possible and then looking to spring on the counter. It's a shame we don't have Marko Arnautovic leading the line. Because that'd be great. But yeah. HJ says, fun fact, I used to be good friends with Kieran. Oh, nice. Well, that's great to hear. I haven't seen Kieran in a while, to be fair. But yeah, hope he's doing well. Here's my nan. Now it's with Upamecano. Looking to carry it forwards. Needs a forward pass. Finds Kante. That's a poor touch. And Gregoritsch almost coming away with the ball there. Look for a moment. It might just spill out, but it didn't. And now France will look to bring it forwards. Theo Hernandez driving that ball inside. Has he got a passing option? Tries to poke it to Rabiot. He's fouled in there, though, by Kevin Danso, and that will be a free kick. That looked a little soft. Hernandez had played the ball, and it was more of a coming together, but he has got a free kick from it. I'll see the replay. That's a little soft. Danso does sort of dive into that tackle, though. I can see why it's been given. Harry says, haven't conceded yet, so good start for Austria. Well, don't speak too soon, because France here with a free kick. It looks like it will be Antoine Griezmann to take it. And they do have a bit of height in the box here that they could try and make advantage of. Griezmann. Lifts it towards the back post, but it's Kevin Danso that rises highest, and that's dealt with well. Conrad Lima trying to carry it out. But for Upamecano, that's a firm challenge from Wene to see it off the pitch. France throw again. The problem is Austria just cannot get out. France are really pinning them back at the moment, and you just think is that if that continues, if that pressure continues, eventually they're going to crack. Probably sooner rather than later at this rate. Here's Mainan. Ball long. Thuram trying to come across and challenge in the air. He does lose it, but it falls to N'Golo Kante. Theo Hernandez. Now Mbappe. So Mbappe and Thuram have now swapped, by the way. But stands his ground well there, Stefan Posch. Knocks it out of play. Saliba. Now Upamecano. Koundé. Stopped by Sabitzer and out of play. HK says, bye, good to see you, HK. Enjoy the game. But yeah. Not bad from Austria. They're doing exactly what's required of them at the moment. Just marking up really tightly. Dealing with the threat posed by Mbappe. That's a great drive from Thuram. But he does manhandle Danso a little aggressively there. So that will be an Austria free kick. By the way, poll in chat. There's a lot of support for Austria this evening. 44% think Austria will win. 44% also think France will win. 11% going for a draw. So incredibly tight in chat. Did not expect to see that, to be fair. I think France are heavy favourites amongst most people. But yeah. Nice to see the support. Nice to see the support for Austria. Danso. That ball down the line from Verba, not particularly good, and that's had a play for another France throw-in. Koundé. Now with Meccano and Mike Mainan. No shift the focus from right to left. Ball long, looking for Mbappe. That's been cut out in midfield though. Griezmann dropping in there to pick up the ball. Now Theo Hernandez. Posch pushes up onto him, commits a foul, but France are coming forwards here. Mbappe driving in towards goal. Kylian Mbappe, and it's wide. Oh no, it's in. I have no idea how that's happened. No, it hasn't. There's a corner. No idea what's happened there. I thought Mbappe was celebrating, but no, he's run off to take a corner. This for me has to go in. Mbappe driving in towards the box. Fires it towards the near post. There's a touch in there off Pence, to be fair. Really good save. Mbappe wanted to take the corner quickly, but no ball was forthcoming. There was definitely a foul in there on Theo Hernandez. Sorry for the mess there that was that call. I thought Mbappe was running off celebrating. I thought either that's gone in and somehow I've missed that. Because it looked like it hit the side netting. And it did, obviously. Or he thinks it's gone in and it hasn't. I was really hoping that was the case, because that would have been hilarious. But no, just a corner. Which has resulted in nothing but Kevin Danso getting trodden on. How's he not scored? I think that's a good question, Harry. That really should have been a goal. Great opportunity for Kylian Mbappe. You've got to think he's got to open up his body and go across goal. That classic Thierry Henry finish. Where you run so far to the left of the ball, so then you can strike across goal really nicely. You open up that angle so much more. But Mbappe was just so dead on with it, and then tried to power it into the front, into the near post. But ultimately, Pence is a good enough goalkeeper that he can handle that. Bit of a weird decision for me. I think he gets that shot choice all wrong. Here's Danso. Under a fair bit of pressure. Posch. Lifts that in behind for Sabitzer to give chase. Saliba, though, will get to that. And now, well, under a little bit of pressure, but he will drive it forwards. And it's one high up the field. Gregoritsch offering a challenge, but that is deemed over the top as he fouls Rabiot. Yosin says he was too relaxed. Maybe so. It looked to me more like he put too much pressure on it. He's got his head down and was focused on the goal. If he just relaxed, got his head up, slowed it down a little bit, and then powered it past the goalkeeper, then we'd be talking about it being 1-0 France. Verba. I do understand the shot choice. Test Pence early on, but and obviously with the power Mbappe can put behind it, you never know. Does feel though like he should have gone across goal there. Because either he scores or he gets parried at least. Sivald. Now Verba. Plays it into Sabitzer. I'm going to try and work the ball around here. Here is Maxi Verba. Sivald. Verba carrying it forwards again. It's quite interesting that the number 10 there, just trying to look at who it is Florian Grillitsch, just dropping into left back to receive the ball. It allows Mwene to get super high. As we see here, Mwene. Quite an interesting little tactical thing. Similar to Tony Kroos dropping into that back three, but instead he's dropping into like a left back position. And now he can carry that ball forwards. Konrad Laimer. Here's Mwene. Ball across the box at the back post. Posch looks to meet it. And that was headed back by France. And Austria think that's a corner, but it's not been given as such. Great idea though. Stefan Posch with a huge aerial advantage there over Theo Hernandez, but he just couldn't use it. Couldn't utilise that. But yeah, right sort of idea I think there from Mwene, looking to lift it towards that back post. Either Posch is going to get a header on target or he's going to head it down to someone. Makes a lot of sense. Here come France. Griezmann. Rabiot. Now looking for Dembele. It's a bit messy from Mwene, but he did get it to Danso, who gets it clear. Thuram there. And that is a foul. I do think the ref's given a couple of soft ones at the moment. Posch there, yes, it's aggressive. And yes, it's a little bit firm, but I thought it was the right side of the law. Theo Hernandez. Now Thuram. Back to Theo Hernandez, bursting into the box. Has a shot, but it goes across goal. In fact, that's gone out for a throw. But good move from France there. It's smart here as well. I think it's Stefan Posch again, who just puts himself in the way of Theo Hernandez, makes himself a bit of an obstruction. Didn't think that touched an Austrian player, so that should be an Austrian throw, and it is indeed. Nice exchange from France, though. And again, maybe should have done better with a shot. They've had chances, France. But they've missed them. Will they go on to rue that? Probably not, but you never know. Rabiot. Saliba. Back now to his goalkeeper, Mike Mainan. Upamecano. Mainan. Under the cosh a little there, but does find Theo Hernandez. His touch isn't perfect. Does create a bit of a difficult situation here for Kante, but he does manage to win it off Seevald. Falls to Danso. Nice exchange from Austria results in Stefan Posch coming down this right-hand side, and that's how to play. Kante blocking a pass. That goes out free. Austria free. Posch. Looking for an option. Lovely turn in there from Baumgartner, coming in towards the box. Gregoritsch now lifted over the top there, but it doesn't quite come off. Nice sort of idea there from Grillitsch. Just looked to float that ball in behind, but it just didn't quite work out. But Austria, nice little move. Seevald. Grillitsch. Verba. Goes back to goalkeeper Pence. Danso. Drilling a cross-field pass towards Mwene, but he can't quite bring that down. Again, right sort of idea, but that execution is just not coming at the moment for Austria. This is brilliant from Baumgartner. Fantastic spin as he just took it past Kante. Unfortunately from there it wasn't perfect, but yeah, Danso heads it down to Konrad Laimer. And again the whistle goes a little early there. Let these moves play out, because that was a soft one again. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, he barges Mbappe over, but I don't know. He's not pushed him over. He just uses physicality. So I don't know. Bit of a soft one. I'll let that move breathe, and then you can review it on VAR. There's a good chance. Mainan. Now Saliba. Kante. Carries it forwards, finds Griezmann. Now Ousmane Dembele will drive inside dangerously, and that is a yellow card for Maxi Verba. I'm not sure again on that one. Gonna have to see a replay. He darts inside well here. Oh, no, he does get that wrong. He does get that wrong. Fair. Good call from the referee. He just dives in there, Verba, and I think yellow card is fit. Punishment does fit the crime. Initially, it looks like he might have got a bit on the ball, but he doesn't. He just completely misses it. Nick now says, France have a knack of making every chance look like a foul. Harry says that is what Mbappe does. Yeah, very true. Griezmann loops it in there, but Pence able to get his hands on it. It's a solid claim. And for France, well, they've got to wonder why nobody made any contact with that. That's a good ball in from Griezmann. Here's Posh. Sivald. Now Grilic. Lifts that wonderfully over Dembele and Timberwene. Verba. Sivald. Verba. Now Danso. Plays it wide. Posh. Puts it in there. And that's dealt with well by Upamecano. Danso flicks it up in the air. Gregorich unable to do anything with that. Nick now says, should it's only a matter of time until France score? You'd think that way. France have had the measure of play so far. They've had all the chances. Nothing really clear cut. Well, maybe the Mbappe one, I guess. And maybe, well, I guess you could argue the Thierry Hernandez one. So actually, they have had a few chances. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to score one, but you would expect if they keep going up, if they keep creating chances at this rate, that they will eventually find one. Austria, the free kick, they've taken that too quickly though. Referee not happy with that. They're trying some sort of routine here, Austria. Verba. And that's a poor pass, picked off by Rabiot, who's meandering through traffic. Here's Griezmann, has Dembele overlapping. Griezmann darts inside, shot blocked, out for a corner. I don't think he realised Dembele was overlapping there. Looks up and sees Ousmane Dembele, and immediately his hands go to his head. But yeah, good opportunity for France on the break there, just couldn't make the most of it. It's a poor pass from Verba. Grilic gets caught in there. A few players throw a row tackles in there. Doesn't really. No one makes any contact though. And then Griezmann just runs himself into Verba. Sounds grown well though, the Austrian defender. Ball in now from Griezmann. Headed on at the near post. Cleared away at the far post. Moine then looping it clear. And Conrad Lima here is going to pressure Kante. Kante back to Mainan, and France look comfortable again. Koundé back to Mainan. You can already see what they're looking to do here though. Theo Hernandez overlapping every time with Koundé at right back. You form that situational back three. And now they've got Mbappe in behind down this left-hand side. And obviously Mbappe will come inside. Dembele can hold the width. Trying to run out Stefan Posh. Posh does really well there just to see him deep. Really smart defending there from the Bologna defender. Ball inside now. Finds Gregorich, who looks for a forward pass to Baumgartner. Just doesn't quite come off. Now put the pressure on, but Saliba can drive out of it. Kante. Under a little bit of pressure. Sivald continues putting the pressure on as France are knocking it about a little bit bizarrely here. Kante pinned in his own corner. Sivald does touch it, but that goes off for a goal kick. Nick now says that is exactly where Austria can't afford to do. Give away cheap possession in midfield. Yeah, very true. Because that counter-attack for France could be devastating. You look at that France, what I'm going to call a front four really. And compared to that Austria backline, they're just going to have to beating. If they get that ball in behind, they're going to have to beating them, 9 times out of 10. In fact, 10 times out of 10. Kevin Danso's never running quicker than Mbappe. Nick Nat says that's where you want Mbappe ideally, in the corner. Yeah, I mean, they'll be more than happy to keep him out there all night. Austria. Really good stop from Pence there, to be fair, to deny Mbappe. He got a fair bit behind that shot. Not enough to put it in the back of the net, though. So, a pause here as it's Grealish just receiving a little bit of treatment. Mbappe ran into him there. So after Posh sent him deep and inside, he tried too hard to get to the ball. Grealish just stood his ground and Mbappe ran into him. But yeah, play now resumed with Grealish going to take a momentary spell on the sidelines. But yeah, so far, Austria keeping France quiet. Oh, well, France being waited with the chances. It depends how you frame it, really. France could be 2-0 up in this game, but they're not. Koundé. Upamecano, now Saliba. Plays it wide into Theo Hernandez. And again, Lima presses high. It comes off Hernandez, and that will be an Austria throw. Lima loops a throw in into Seewald. Not Seewald. Danso. Verba. So it could be a bit of gamesmanship to slow the game down. Anything to stop France getting into rhythm. What, Grealish? Or just Austria slowing down the tempo? Definitely so. I think gamesmanship's the wrong term, but I get what you mean, Nick. A bit of game management, really. Just anything that's going to unsettle France. If this game is counter-attack you, it's end-to-end, very high tempo, I think that benefits France. Because they're a better team. But if they can just make this game a bit weird, a bit unnerving, I think that plays to Austria's strengths. Because if France can't get in their rhythm, they're not going to be comfortable in this game. They're not going to be able to play how they want to play. Sabitzer. Good ball in, and Mainan claims it in the air. Here is Mainan out to Saliba. Theo Hernandez driving inside well here. Has options left and right. Hernandez has just a bit of a weird moment there. Can't push the ball out of his feet. And Austria win it back. Seewald. Grealish carrying it out from the back. Now looking for Mwene with that diagonal ball. Here's Baumgartner. Takes it past one. Bursting into the France box now. Baumgartner just tries to poke it centrally but can't. That was a really good dart inside from Baumgartner. They weren't expecting him to be so direct. And he skipped past one player then found himself just in such a congested area. I think that's why they weren't expecting him to come inside, because it was so packed in there. Harry says, Austria have surprised me holding on this long. Nick says, they do look scary, France. Break with such pace and menace. Yeah. But as I said, if any team's going to keep them quiet, it's a Ralf Rangnick Austria team. A team that will be so disciplined, so regimented, to a degree no other team will be. Perhaps maybe Romania, because they're an incredible defensive team. But, they've played so well at the moment, Austria. Yeah, France have come through a few times, and maybe Theo Hernandez should have scored, maybe Kylian Mbappe should have scored. But ignore that. Other than that, Austria have kept really narrow, really disciplined. The only time France have come forward is on those counters. Those counters are really dangerous. But the other thing it shows, you can look at it on the flip side, is that Austria are going to attack France. And you see here, they've got a throw in, they are putting bodies in the box, they are committing players forward here. They've not got a bloke in the corner ready just to hold on to it. Yes, it could be to their detriment. They might concede. But I like that they're trying to win this game. Saliba. Moine tries to strike it. He catches N'Golo Kante in there. And that will be pulled back for a France free kick. Yeah, he looked to volley it. Kante kicks it away. And yeah, that is a free kick. Well, France aren't really doing anything right now. It's not like they've got Austria packed in their own penalty area, and they're just knocking it around and getting into good areas, and it's just going wide, or it's just being tipped around the post, or it's just being blocked. They're doing really well. But yeah. Hernandez. Here is Grilic on the edge of the box. Looking to make something happen for Austria now. It's a bit messy. Saliba will come in and try and deal with it. They're going to try and play out here. Kante. Seawald puts in a huge challenge. Got to stop calling him SeaWorld. Dembele, they're trying to take on Mwene. Mwene stands his ground well and then puts out for a throw. Now, since the danger for Austria is when they get forward and lose the ball. Yeah, 100%. But that counter-pressing, as we'd expect from a Rangnick system, is very good. And we see there, the reason France couldn't play out with ease is because players like Seawald were jumping on it immediately. That's what you're going to have to do. If you want to play high against France, you've got to be mindful if you lose that ball, everyone's got to get back in or turn around and immediately run after the ball. Got to win that ball back as quickly as possible, or at least put pressure on whoever has it. So if you allow them to play out and you're all running back in your own half, it's a lost cause. Danso. Ball back to Pence. Danso again. Ball forward. Gregoric unable to win that header. Saliba now touches it down. Saliba. Gregoric. Lima puts the ball inside. Saliba blocks it well. Here's Konrad Lima. Now Grilic. Towards Baumgartner. Tries to poke it to a teammate but can't find one. Kante winning it back. Koundé. And that is a foul in there on Ousmane Dembele. Austria not happy with that call. And I think Mwene might have moaned at the referee. Who's not happy about that, obviously. It just feels like a lot of these, and the referee, I'm talking to Savitzer, trying to get his players to calm down a bit, but it does feel like a lot of these challenges are a bit soft, and France are getting some really cheap free kicks from them. The referee just buying France's... The thing is, they're not complete guys, but he is buying their acting. Because they do go down very softly. Now, at a certain point, they break up these counter-attacks. Yeah, very true. If France get in behind, that's game over. Look at the pace they've got. Look at the players they've got in those positions. Mbappe's not going to miss again. Well, he might, but he probably won't. Koundé, Dembele, Kante, to Mbappe. Here's Rabiot. Gives it wide to Theo Hernandez. Mbappe. Seawald hounding him here. Kante. France being pushed back. Koundé lifting it forwards. That's one back by Maxi Verba. Don't know what happened there with Marcus Thuram. Austria going to knock the ball out of play. That's a bit of a weird one. Both contesting for the ball. Thuram seemingly gets hit in the face. Oh, he's not been hit in the face. That's absolute bollocks. He turns around, runs into Danso, who just stands him up, shoulder to shoulder. He just turns and runs into him, and then he holds his face. Referee, rightfully telling him just to get up. I don't know. It's the reason I just can't like France. I mean, there's many, but I just hate this. Like, they just throw themselves on the floor every 3 seconds. Play football. They're good enough to. They don't need to throw themselves on the floor constantly. Just absolute bollocks. I'm glad the ref didn't fall for it on that occasion, but he has on so many others. 80 votes, by the way, in the polling chat, 56% backing France to win. I think that's fair. definitely the favourites in this game. 33% think it'll be Austria that come away with a victory, and 11% going for a draw. So at least 2 people think this game will be a draw. That's fun. Teo Hernandez now. Saliba. Kante. Here is Upamecano. Lifting it towards Teo Hernandez, and that's out for a throw. But yeah, half an hour gone here then. It's not been bad from either side, but I think Austria will be the happier team. Coming forwards now are Austria. Conrad Laimer on the overlap, tries to put a ball in there. It flicks up off Saliba and is saved by Mainan. But yeah. Don't know why this isn't responding. Also, if Harry's in chat, could you grab me another PlayStation controller, ideally in the next 10 minutes? Thank you. Anyway, France coming forwards. Ball in. We better pray Harry's paying attention. Mbappe takes it in, but it's blocked. Tries to put a ball in there. Rabiot loops it in. Here's Dembele. Great challenge from Mwene. Sorry, we'll just send a message while we're waiting for this corner. But yeah. But it's not been bad yet from Austria. They played really well. Kept France relatively quiet. And obviously, they still had chances. They still had glimpses. But yeah, they've not looked like conceding, Austria. So that's pretty good. Anyway, free kick here. Actually, not a corner. Deemed that as a foul on Dembele. Of course they did. Griezmann tries to put it into us that front post. Drops now for Dembele. Now Austria on the break. Gregoritsch. Thank you. Grilic puts a ball in there. Laimer heads it down, and it's Mainan who comes out and deals with it well. But yeah. Teo Hernandez. Mbappe. France now looking to spring on a counter of their own. Thuram just about gets a touch to that, but it'll be Stefan Posch who flies forward carrying that ball. And he gets that up the line. But he's out for a France throw. I thought it was massive over. Had to come across and deal with that. But yeah, I think Austria will be the happier of the two sides. France haven't really done anything particularly wrong, but it just hasn't clicked yet. Hasn't come right yet for France. And Austria haven't had a shot yet, to be fair. But 6 shots for France, only that one on target, Mbappe's early effort that was saved at the near post. 54% of the ball is not dominant. It's done a lot higher in this tournament. So, yeah, I think Austria will be really pleased. Grilic. Carrying it forwards. Now the ball goes out wide. Whipped in here. Chance for Austria, and it goes wide. That is a huge stop. So give us a goal kick, and Gregoritsch is Baumgartner's furious. Don't know how the refs come to that decision. This is really good stuff. The ball goes out wide left. Whipped in there. And it was touched down by Gregoritsch. And then Baumgartner got there, poked it forwards, but couldn't get it over Mainan. No idea how the refs determined that as a goal kick, but his decisions tonight have been absolutely bizarre. It's a great save from Mainan. No idea how they have a goal kick from it, but anyway. Yeah, really good stuff. Really good stuff from Austria. It was actually Gregoritsch who went wide, I think, for that. So I think they've swapped Sabitzer and Gregoritsch. So Gregoritsch out on that left-hand side, Sabitzer through the middle. At least on that move. That's what I looked. Oh, sorry, Baumgartner through the middle, I think. Sabitzer attack midfield, Gregoritsch out on this left-hand side now. So they're seeing France move their left winger and striker around. So they're going to do the same. And they almost scored from that, so it's clearly working. Stefan Posch has managed to win a throw there. He was stuck in his own corner, nowhere really to go. Smart stuff from the right back. Stefan Posch, part of that Bologna side, of course, who have sort of stunned Serie A this season under Thiago Motta, finished 4th, qualified for the Champions League. Unfortunately, Motta won't be there next season, and they're likely to be raided for a fair few of their players, but still really good achievement for the club. And apparently they're bringing in Vincenzo Italiano to replace him. That's a really solid appointment. Consecutive finals he's reached with Fiorentina. Looks like he will now go ahead to Bologna. Anyway, Moine. That is incredibly messy. And here's Dembele. Tries to play it across. It's blocked by Savitzer. Now Mbappe will give it a go. Tries to come inside. Moine does well, and it's an own goal. And that is the worst possible way to concede. Austria will be so frustrated because they've done so well here to defend against France. Deschamps barely celebrates it, and he understands they've not been good enough here. Not really breaking them down, but Mbappe puts the ball in there. No idea what Maxi Verber's doing. No idea. Yeah, he picks up the ball here. Takes on Moine. Moine can't see him off. He puts a ball in, and for some absolutely inexplicable reason, Maxi Verber decides to head that towards his own goal. No idea what he's trying to do there. Austria 0, France 1. That'll be a frustrating one, because they really didn't need to concede that. It's not like they've been outplayed by a really good France team. They just swung a ball in the box and Verber's headed it in for them. But they do lead, and ultimately that is what matters. Austria 0, France 1. Heartbreaking for Maxi Verber. I think relieving for France. They would have seen the upsets that have come in this tournament already. Netherlands almost getting upset. Earlier today, Belgium losing to Slovakia, and this first 30 minutes has not been good. Particularly. They've had chances, but nothing clear cut. And Austria easily could have scored by... Well, not easily, but they could have scored by now. So, yeah, I think France will be feeling a bit of relief there. And Austria, frustration, I think, because they've been really good here. And to concede in that manner, I don't know, it's just a bit upsetting, isn't it, for them? Lovely exchange of passes here, though, in an attacking area for Austria. Grilic getting caught there again by France, not giving us a free kick. Harry says, why do people always do this against France? I don't know. Because they've been really disciplined and really good against them. And then they just scored an own goal. And the thing is, people go, all clever from Mbappe. Not really. It was a bit of a crap cross that for some absolutely inexplicable reason, Maxi Verber did that with. So yeah. No idea. Pence. Now Kevin Danso. Here is Seevald. Knocks it wide. Stefan Posch. Played it inside. Grealish. Across to Verber. He's going to carry that ball forward. Looking now for Moine in behind. But that's really well dealt with by Jules Koundé. And he'll see that out for a goal kick. 5 minutes till the half then. You'd expect this would be how we go in at the break. I think Austria can still take a lot of belief and confidence into the second half because they have played well here. And it was through their own doing that they are behind. But they could find a goal in this game. I truly believe they could. And France need to find another gear. They may in the second half. But if Austria can find a goal, that'd be huge. They do have a corner now. Nice exchange down the right hand side between Posh and Lima. Ball in from Lima, blocked by Saliba. So corner out for Austria. Not the tallest team though, Austria. Which is surprising because if you ask me to predict how tall their centre half, would you expect someone tall? But they don't really have much height. It is Danso who meets it in the air, but that looks more like a clearance than a shot. It will be recycled here by Austria as Koundé's clearance was not great. That's putting it mildly. But yeah, Austria now with a throw. They're just taking their time about this and letting everyone get back into shape. But yeah, not bad so far. Austria played really, really well. They try and switch the play there though, and that's not great. Dembele. Now France will look to build it up again. Mainan. Lifting it wide. Thuram does get his head to that. Headed for Mbappe, but Grealish sends it the other way, and it's a little bit of confusion here for France as they are unable to deal with that ball initially. Falls for Conrad Lima. Upamecano and Lima here. Teammates obviously on the domestic stage. Jostling for possession. Jules Koundé will smash that forwards looking for Mbappe. It's headed down. Dembele picks up on it and here come France. Mbappe. Can he find a little bit of magic? No. Maxi Verba has him on this occasion. Baumgartner losing possession as Upamecano steps out of defence. Griezmann is going to lift that wide and Thuram will take it and allow Hernandez to overlap now. Hernandez back to Adrien Rabiot. Finds Mbappe. Mbappe to Griezmann. Tried to play that around the corner to Rabiot, but Sivald alert to what he was trying to do there. Rabiot gets back in as Austria look to break. Crucial challenge there from Adrien Rabiot. Because Austria had an advantage there on the break. Here's Koundé. Now Griezmann. Rabiot again. Griezmann. Lovely ball round the corner there, picking out William Saliba. Now France can look to come down this left-hand side to Thuram. Saliba now across to Upamecano. They are being forced back here by Austria. Kante. Saliba. Mainan. It's a poor bit of distribution out for an Austria throw. Harry says that goal has ruined the game. Yeah, from a game state point of view, I'd agree because it does mean now Austria have to push forwards. But ultimately, Austria have come forwards. It's not like they're a side who have been exclusively defensive and like hoofing everything clear and relying on the fact they can just get in front of every shot and every attempt. They have come forwards. They have challenged France. So I don't think it's ruined the game just yet. I still think Austria could score in this. If in the second half France don't find that another level, if they don't find another gear, I think Austria could definitely score. The big question mark is, do they change something at the break? Do they come out and look a much better team? Because they definitely could. We know the France team. This is not their level. They do not deserve to be 1-0 up in this game, quite frankly. They've had a couple of chances. Mbappe missed, Theo Hernandez missed. Other than that, it's been a quiet evening for France. Ultimately, if they don't find another level, Austria could definitely come back here. That was not great from Austria, and France looking to break here. Dembele. Here's Griezmann. Lifting that in behind. Kylian Mbappe is in. His touch escapes him. Trying to take it round Pence. Pence really good goalkeeping there. And Mbappe left frustrated. But ultimately, again, his decision making lets him down. Not something we are used to saying with Kylian Mbappe. We've got a minute of additional time, which by the time I've managed to put the graphic on, will be all but up. But Austria coming into France's half now. Is there a chance to find a goal on the brink of half time? Danso. Knocks the ball wide. Stefan Posch. Picks out Conrad Lima. Now Grealish. Sivald. Grealish. They've got to make something happen soon, Austria, because time is ticking for the half. Posch. loops it in with his left foot. Koundé heads it away, and that will be all she wrote for the first half. Austria 0, France 1. A somewhat fortuitous goal for France, obviously coming off the head of Maxi Verber. It's been a quiet half in France's attacking area. Neither side has managed to get many shots away on goal. But in the merit of play, Austria have offered a real good challenge to France, a team who we expect to be right at the sharp end of this competition. But at half-time, it's Austria 0, France 1. I forgot to take the timer off, so apologies for that ugly looking graphic. But there we go. Now we're looking clean again. But yeah, that was a really good first half, actually. I think plaudits to Austria for taking the fight to France, not just by setting up really well defensively, which we expected. You know, Rangnick's teams usually are quite good defensively. But they also pressed really aggressively. They also attacked with numbers and tried to force overloads in wide areas. It's really smart stuff, actually. And I think that tactically, Austria have played so well. And ultimately, it's frustrating the manner they conceded, because it was an absolute gift, as Nick Nat says in chat. An absolute gift. You know, Mbappe putting a ball into the box. It was a poor delivery. Nobody really in there to aim for. Verber just overcomplicated it, I think, in his head. He didn't want to not touch it because there was good. He didn't know who was behind him, but by touching it, he put it in his own net. So yeah, a little bit frustrating, I think, for Austria, because they've been really solid in this game. So yeah, they'll be disappointed with how that first half ended. Austria were imposing themselves more as the half went on. Yeah, definitely agree with you there, Nick Nack. But it was fairly even. Possession stats, 53%. That's not dominant at all. They had a higher expected goals tally of 0.66 to France's 0.27. The best shot for France was Mbappe's one, which he fired in at the near post. Saved, of course, by Pence. It wasn't a great shot, though. He should have gone a gross goal, but a much better effort. But Austria had that huge chance for Baumgartner, and if it wasn't for a fantastic save from Mainan, we might be looking at a very different half here. We might be saying, oh my God, Austria 1-0 up. Instead, that chance was missed, and the chance came for France. They crossed the ball in, and Verber does the rest. But yeah, I think France should count themselves very lucky so far, because they have not been great, in my opinion. 5 shots to 2. They've only registered 1 on target, the same as Austria. Mbappe has, I think he's messed up that chance massively. For me, that could have been a goal. Perhaps should have been a goal. If it goes across goal, there's a good chance that does find the back of the net, or at least offers more of a challenge to Pence. I think that Dembele has been quite quiet. I think Thuram's been alright, to be fair. Griezmann's been okay. He's carried the ball well forwards quite a few times. But yeah, France just not really dominating this game. If anything, Austria have been the ones who've spent a bit more time just sat in France's half, trying to, pull players out of position, trying to fashion a perfect move. And they did. And if it wasn't for a really good stop from Mainan, then yeah, that will be, it could be a very different half. HK says, hi mate, I'm back. I had a thought. Do you think you'll commentate the Sidemen charity match? Probably not, HK. Because, I don't know. I not really much point of it streamed live on YouTube, unfortunately. If they ask us to do it there, then we're more than happy to, but I don't think we're going to replace Stephen Trice. Yellowstone says, you're a talking machine, Jack. Thank you, Yellowstone. Appreciate it. But yeah, I think a lot of XG models would present Austria as having a better half than France. And for me, that says a lot, because what you would expect from this sort of tie is, even if it was fairly even, France would have had a lot of shots, a lot of chances, and just not been able to find the back of the net. But that is not what's happened here. That's what you would expect to happen. That's not what happened here. France have just not been able to break them down. They've not been able to get shots away. They've not been able to create chances. Whereas Austria, when they've come forward, they look a lot more decisive. They look a lot more assured of themselves. So I think for me, I'm always frustrated when a side who doesn't deserve to win does win. But it's heightened because they've had such huge promise in this game. Now, of course, Austria could come back, and I'm not going to write them off. But it does feel that now France have got a goal, they'll come out in the second half, and that weight is lifted off their shoulders. There's not as much pressure to go out there and get a goal, because they've already got one. So they can attack with a little bit more freedom. They can play with a little bit more freedom and confidence. And I think they could easily score in the first 5 minutes of the second half. And then suddenly the game is all but done. But it all makes sense. Good work. Thank you, Yellowstone. Appreciate the praise. HK saying fair enough. Yeah, I just don't really see the point in streaming a game that's live on YouTube. It's sort of the same with finals. The difference, of course, is the Champions League final we want to watch along with the guys in chat, but it is a bit pointless for us to do it when it's live on YouTube. But yeah. Anyway, good half. In terms of what needs to change, I think for France, they've got to find a way of injecting a bit more energy in the attack. Now, whether that's a personnel change or whether that is a tactical change, I'm not too sure. If we turn our attention to the bench, they could look at someone like Bradley Barcola, who we've seen for PSG in the Champions League this season, how he can have such a huge impact because he's a player who doesn't stop running. He's a player who'll always pick up the ball and look to attack the goal, look to attack the fullback. So for me, he's a really exciting player. Moani, Giroud, Coman, all attackers who could come on and make a difference. Just seeing a replay of that goal. It's good from Mbappe to get past Moine. Moine's got to be a bit more assertive in there. He puts the ball in a dangerous area, and Verba, I have no idea what he's trying to do there. Well, I can understand what he's trying to do, but I don't know how he gets that so incredibly wrong. But yeah. And Nick now says, game could open up in the second half as Austria tire. Potentially. I mean, to maintain this relentless pressing would be a surprise. Austria have been so aggressive with their pressing. And that's why they've caused France issues. Because they are just constantly hounding that France backline. France have not been comfortable in this game whatsoever. They'd have expected to be able to play out with a little bit of freedom, but able to move that ball around quite nicely. But that's just not what's happened. Instead, they've been penned back at times. When they do have possession, those options just aren't there. Because Austria are pressing them so high. And ultimately, a lot of the time, they're having to go really long. They're having to smash the ball forward. I mean, this here was probably their best chance of the half. When Mbappe was in behind. It all came from a long ball that got knocked down. Austria won that initial header. It was a long ball that got knocked down. Austria win that header. It falls for Griezmann. And then they managed to spring forward on the counter. But other than that, and they've not had a whole host of chances. There was that poor pass in there that we're seeing now, where Verba just gave away possession. Rabiot picked up on it, and France came forward, but Griezmann just ended up running into Verba. So, yeah, final ball for France, not been great decision making for France, not been great, and the build-up hasn't worked. They've not been able to play out from the back today. Their great success has been either lobbing it long or getting lucky if Austria make the errors in possession. But yeah, we're seeing now the Baumgartner chance put in there really well by Gregoritsch, and it's just so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate for Austria. Stavros touched it down well. Baumgartner just tries to lift it over Mainan. Just need a little bit more lift. He didn't get his foot under the ball enough. So instead he ended up just sort of shoving it into Mainan almost. Because yeah, it just doesn't get the contact he would have wanted there. It's a bit of a scuffed effort. I think his standing foot, if anything, gets in the way of his striking foot there. But wow, that could have been the goal. Even after it came off Mainan, it goes up in the air, it spins up in the air, and you're thinking for a moment that might just drop in. Ultimately, it doesn't. But France, I think, should be thanking their lucky stars in the first half, because Austria played really, really well, and ultimately that goal didn't come from France playing incredibly well. It came from an Austrian mistake. But other than that, Austria haven't put a foot wrong. So yeah, I think they'll feel hard done by, because they've had chances, not taken them, and France, well, they got that one opportunity and it went in, and not even through their own doing. I said set up perfect for a left foot volley. That Austria chance was huge. Yeah, it was. Baumgartner, I think he'll be kicking himself for missing that. Definitely could have gone in. But yeah, good first half. Hopefully more to come in the second half. I'd expect so, at least. Because Austria, if Austria keep playing like they are and France don't find another gear, I could see Austria winning this, or at least drawing it. No, I think if it stays the same as that first half was, Austria will get a goal in this game. And the big question mark is, will France find that another level? Will France go and get a goal, even if Austria do score? I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. But yeah, I guess we'll see. France weren't good in international warm-ups, in those friendly games. They haven't impressed me so far tonight. I still think they're my favourites by quite a distance. Because I think a lot of it will sleep on this Austria team. Because Rangnick is a manager who should be rated so much more highly than he is. But again, a lot of people have only ever seen him manage Man United. And anyone looks bad managing Man United. So, not the greatest representation. But they've done really well. Austria, they set up. I don't think they could have set up better, to be fair. They knew what they needed to do tonight. They executed their game plan relatively well. And if it wasn't for a moment of... I don't even know what to describe it. A moment of stupidity. A moment of a bizarre moment from Maxi Verba. If it wasn't for that, then we'd be looking at it 0-0. We'd be saying, well, incredible stuff from Austria to shut them out. So yeah, I think they'll be upset that they're not ahead, because they could be. Austria could be ahead or just level. They'd take that, of course. But yeah, France, they've got to find another level, because while they could get through the group in this way, the knockout stages will be very difficult if they continue to play like this. So yeah, levels are fine for France. For Austria, goals to find, really. They've played well. They've just not really created chances, obviously not scored a goal. And ultimately, they've got to get some shots. 2 shots, I think, so far. Only 1 on target. Admittedly, that was a great opportunity. But, yeah. It does just feel like the classic sort of France win. I feel in the second half, they might play really well. And everyone will forget about this first half. Like, I could see France coming out of the second half, looking really strong. Winning like 3-0 or something. And then, we go, 4-0. France they're the favourites. They're incredible. They're going to win it all. But I don't think that would tell this whole story. In this first half, they've just not been perfect for me. To be fair, they've not even played particularly well. Some of them have not been perfect. They've just not played well at all. So they need to find another level. But yeah. Other than that, I'm excited for the second half. Hopefully it's similar to that first half, because I thought that first half was really good. But yeah. If you're watching along, make sure to get your thoughts in the live chat as well. Do you still think France are the favourites for the tournament? Feel free to have your say, or if you're just watching along and enjoying the show, then I appreciate you massively. And if you want to say hi, that would be greatly appreciated to show your support. But yeah, really enjoying this Euro so far. It's been great to stream every single match. And hopefully the tournament just keeps delivering. Because the games today have just been incredible. To be fair, there's not been really any bad games. Other than England, of course. Other than that, every single game has been incredible, I'd say. Well, not, okay, that's maybe a bit far. But I think every game's been good, other than the England one. So that's great. But yeah. Because even like Slovenia-Denmark, I only caught glimpses of that game. But from what I've heard from Harry, who streamed it, it was really good. So yeah, loving the Euros. I think it's an interesting debate. I saw this kicking off on Twitter the other day. What is better, the World Cup or the Euros? For me, it's marginally the World Cup. And I don't know... Sorry, marginally the Euros, I mean. And I don't know if it's just because my experience of the World Cup has been... I was very young for the Brazil one, so I didn't really, take that in that well. But then since then, it's been Russia, which is a bit difficult to connect to due to the whole political thing. And then obviously Qatar, which I don't think anyone connected to, even if you don't care about the politics particularly. But I don't know, you can't really host the world's biggest tournament in a country that is obviously has lots of laws that we don't agree with and has no football heritage. But yeah, so I don't know if it's just that. But for me, the Euro seems to trump the World Cup. There's just a better atmosphere about it. And again, maybe it's an England thing because we just think we can win it better. We think we've got a better chance of winning it. I don't know. Obviously, we went deep in the last tournament, so maybe that's it. But yeah, for me, the Euros is usually better than the World Cup. I don't know. Harry's saying France 100% favourites after England's shit show. What about Germany, though? What about Spain? We still haven't seen Portugal as well, of course. That's to come tomorrow night. I think it'll be Harry on that one, though. I'll be doing the early game between Turkey and Georgia. So do join us, 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock, back again tomorrow. No 2 o'clock game, though, tomorrow. So don't turn up at 2 o'clock, there'll be nothing here. But yeah, we were 5 and 8 tomorrow. And then, of course, we're back with 2, 5, 8 from Wednesday to Saturday. And then we're into the final group games. Very exciting stuff. Nick now says you get more variety of styles in a World Cup, but I think the Euros is possibly harder to win. Ooh, that's an interesting call. for me, I disagree with the harder to win thing, just because if you look at when Portugal won it, they won like one game in normal time. And in the groups, they didn't win a single game. They drew all 3. So I don't know if you can really say it's hard to win for that reason, because only 8 teams get knocked out in the group stage. It's very difficult to get knocked out. You have to be particularly poor. But yeah. Here we go. It'll be France to get us started in the second half. Kylian Mbappe over this referee. Again, a delay to the start of both halves here. Not sure why. But we should soon be able to get underway. Oh my God, Mbappe's teasing us now. Don't know what we're for. There we go. We're finally underway in this second half. Mbappe taking his time about that one. But we are underway. Austria 0, France 1 at the break. What will happen in this second half? But yeah, France, as I say, haven't looked good enough. Need to find another level, another gear in this game to really show that they're favourites. But, well, from the start of this second half, Austria coming out with that same pressing intensity. Not like that ball has left the field. That will be an Austria throw. But Griezmann has been caught there by Maxi Verber, who pressed up to go and get the ball. Yeah, I'm not sure you can really blame Verber for that one. He just nudges into him and he trips over Koundé and falls into the sideboard. It's unfortunate, but Verber's done nothing wrong. But yeah, hopefully Griezmann is, of course, all right. Oh, he's bleeding from his head and he doesn't look... He looks angry more than anything else. A little inconsolable, but yeah. He's less worried about the cut in his head and more worried about mouthing off at people, so I think he's okay. I don't know why he's walked across the entire pitch to receive treatment, by the way. No idea what's going on there. Mbappe having a row with the referee, arguing that is, I don't know, what, violent conduct or something? He's not intended to cause harm there, Verber. The only reason Griezmann hits the sideboard like that is because he gets tripped up by Koundé. But ultimately, Verber can't really account for that. So, yeah. Nina says he'll have to get that patched up. Yeah, I think that's why he's headed over to the sidelines. But, yeah, this is going to take a moment. In the meantime, it will be Austria getting us back underway. So, I mean, France down to 10. Obviously, you don't never want to really take an advantage of an injury. But I think Austria will hope to, in a sense. France down to 10, go and take the game to them for the moment. Verber, Mwene. Back now to Maxi Verber. Hoardings are too close to the pitch, says Nick Nack. Mate, you've never seen Kenilworth Road then. There's no roll-off. It's just the line and then the advertising hoarding. Danso. Yeah, it is quite a tight stadium. Most of the German stadiums are. It's what creates such a good atmosphere, I think. You want the players, you want the fans to be close. But yeah, Stefan Posch there. A bit of a wild shot goes flying over the bar. Worth a pop. Griezmann now. A new hairstyle. Referee just checking there's no concussion involved. But yeah. We're going to see a replay of that Stefan Posch shot, unfortunately. Almost caught. Yeah, it was caught there in a flag. Fair enough. But yeah, Griezmann now. A slightly different hairstyle to what he planned to go for tonight. Koundé. Griezmann, for some reason, misses that ball. Okay, now I'd be checking him for concussion. Here's Dembele. Kante. Driving it forwards. Thuram, Mbappe, here's Teo Hernandez on the overlap. Can he look to deliver it? He does, but Nicolas Sivald does really well there. Adjusts his position well to clear it away. Griezmann's lost his headband. Clearly not put together very well. And he's going to try and put it back on, but it doesn't work. So he may require treatment again. Teo Hernandez. Kante. So it will be an Austria free kick here. Yeah, he's just going to let that bleed from his head. Yeah, says he looks like Mr. Bump now, and yes, and says a bloody warrior. Yeah, I mean, there's different ways of looking at it, really. Maybe that's why he's decided to get rid of the headband, Knick-Knack. Doesn't really like the accessory. Verba. That's gone off the field, though. That will be a France throw. Yeah, saying, lol, oh dear, don't just leave it on the pitch. Yeah, not a fan of that. That's not very sanitary, is it? It's even your blood-soaked headband on the pitch. Well, they also need to get more sticky plasters if that's come off. And then he tried to stick it back on, didn't he? But couldn't. Saliba. Hernandez. Thuram. Apparently there's a foul in there. Any time Austria win the ball back, it's just instantly a foul. It's a bit frustrating. But yeah. Austria, to be fair, in the second half, haven't really looked any different than the first. They're still pressing really aggressively. France don't look any better. I mean, they'll be hoping again to find a gear as this game goes on, but I'm not convinced. I'm just not convinced at the moment. I still think they're a really good side because I've watched France play before. But this game is not convincing me that they're favourites. But yeah. Maybe I'm just a really optimistic football fan that doesn't want to see France win. That definitely came off Stefan Posch, by the way, so Austria somewhat fortunate, but even Marcus Thuram didn't protest it. So, Austria goal kick. Verba. Pence. Here's Kevin Danso. Carrying out a defence now has been forced back by Rabiot. He's spinning around in a circle. Stefan Posch tries to spin Thuram there, but Thuram sees that off the field. So Thuram and Mbappe have swapped around again. Thuram on this left flank, Mbappe through the middle. Perhaps they've seen the chance for Mbappe and decided actually we need Thuram running down that flank and then he can square it rather than Mbappe trying to score. But yeah, Koundé. Kante. Around the corner into Griezmann, that's picked up on by Grealish. Unfortunately, just not the same reaction in there. Actually, Verba's playing really high, by the way. But it's very fluid system for Austria. What's happening is Verba, the centre half, is pushing forward to go and put in a tackle. But what Nicolas Sieval is doing is reading that and just dropping into centre half. Now that does two things. One, it gives you Verba pushing forwards that they won't expect to go and put in a tackle, and he should be better at that. He's a centre half. But two, it puts you Sieval in the back line, who's very good with his feet, very good playmaker. So it does add something there. But they are now coming forwards. Austria ball in, headed away well by Upamecano. Griezmann spins quickly. Posch wins that ball. It spills out to Kante now, and here comes France. Thuram. Mbappe plays it back into the runner. Thuram, he's in behind here. Will look to square it. Perhaps could have looked to go alone there. But he is going to slow it down. Waits for Mbappe to join him in attack. Yeah, you've either got to square it first time and hope that trickles through to Griezmann, or you've got to have a shot there. Thuram was way too hesitant. Slowed it down and Austria got back into shape. Here is Mbappe. Up against Kevin Danso. Koundé. Now Dembele towards Koundé, doesn't quite come off. Yellowstone says, if anyone can look good in a bandage, it's Griezmann. Fair enough, Yellowstone. He has worn a headband before, hasn't he? He's had various hairstyles, but I can picture him in a headband. So, yeah, and to be fair, he's got the long hair for it. It's not going to look the same on Rabiot, is it? Anyway. Here is Pence. Danso. Back to Pence. Danso. Stefan Posch now. Sievald. Danso. Verba back to Pence. Danso. And again back to the Austrian goalkeeper, Pence. Grilic. I love the fluidity in this Austria system. They might not go very far in this tournament, but I'm loving watching them play. And they might not win today, but again, I'm still loving watching them play. Good ball in from Baumgartner, headed away by Saliba. They're making France look average. Mbappe now, though, in behind. Big opportunity. It spills out, and he puts it wide. Kylian Mbappe. What a miss. That has got to go in. It's a good ball in behind. Danso gets caught out by it, and Mbappe's in behind. He tries to tackle him, but Mbappe breaks away. Here he should score. If anything, he's given way too much time. And he overthinks it. He should just fire this into the far corner. But it's an awful shot. It's an awful shot, and he smirks afterwards, but wow. Second chance of the game that Mbappe should score is missed. And there's a foul in there from Ousmane Dembele. Yellow card brandished. They were coming forwards dangerously there, Austria. And that'll be a free kick in a good position. How much will they go on to rue that missed chance? How much will they go on to think, what if Mbappe had scored there? Could Austria use that as motivation? As that fuel to ignite the flame within Austria? Could they use that as a big miss for Mbappe? Could that be the turning point? They've got a free kick now with Marcel Sabitzer stood over it. He's going to put it in there, low driven, but it's blocked by Thuram. And that will now be an Austria corner, and they'll look to put more pressure on here, this France back line. That was a big miss there from Mbappe. Really big miss. That's a chance he should put away every single time. But he seemed to overthink it. Pence put him off, overthought it, put it wide. Sabitzer puts it in there, header up in the air from Marcus Thuram, and another corner now. And if Austria can start to string together a succession of corners, they might just find a way to go if they can keep putting the pressure on this France backline. Sabitzer over it once more. This is their third set piece in a row. Ball in, but it's massively overhit by Sabitzer, so scratch that. And Rabiot will let that trickle out for a goal kick. So a little less than 35 minutes to play. There's still more than enough time for Austria today. Still more than enough time for them to try and find a goal. It'll be no less than they deserve, I think. Big let off there. Mbappe missing that chance. Danso just got caught out, and then Mbappe was in. There's not a lot you can do then. But yeah, there's a bit of a shirt pull there on Kevin Danso, but it's not enough that you're going to give a penalty, is it? Dembele flicks that on. But Mwene will go and get it, and Austria can now settle into possession once more. Now with Mwene. Here's Kevin Danso. Ball forwards. Gregoric to Lima. Nice exchange of passes, but that doesn't quite come off as Koundé intercepts it. He just kicks it wide. Mwene will go and get it. Keeps it in touch just about. Now Nicolas Sievald. Lovely ball into the box, but that's good defending from Theo Hernandez. He just places his hands there on Gregoric to stop him being able to turn. And that does enough, really. And the ball just bounces to Mainam. So, Austria preparing the cavalry. And that's a sight you always love to see. Marko Arnautovic ready to come on in this game. There's another two changes as well, who I don't immediately recognise. But here we go. Triple change for Austria now then with the ball off the field. And we'll see now who is coming on. So the first change, Maxi Verba, of course, on the yellow card, so it makes sense to rotate him. He will make way for the Austrian number 3. Sorry, I'm not massively familiar with the Austrian bench, so we'll have a look now. That's going to be Lindner coming on. And then it is two attackers Danilic and Arnautovic, of course. I believe. So yeah, Gregoritsch, Verba off. So it's Wimmer, Trauner, and Arnautovic. I think football's got the names massively wrong there. So yeah, this is interesting. Cool. I'm trying to work out if these are attackers or defenders. So looks like Wimmer coming onto this right hand side, Arnautovic going through the middle, and then Trauner going into centre half to replace, of course, Maxi Verba. So Verba on a yellow, that makes sense. A little bit of a change up front for Gregoritsch. Again, I like that. Bit of fresh legs in there. And then they've also hooked Grealish. So they're going for the game a little bit. Definitely are. Because that's an attacking change. Wimmer holding onto the ball well there. Just driving through the middle of the team. It's a little bit messy as they can't really make anything happen. So I think Conrad Lime will drop into a bit more of a familiar position. Ball into the box. Headed up in the air by Teo Hernandez. Sabitzer puts it back in there. Cleared away by Upamecano. Now here's Trauner. We'll get that under his control. Seevald. Lima. Knocks it wide. Posh in a high position now. Danso. Trauner. Finds Mwene. Savitzer. Plays it wide. Trying to fashion an opportunity here. Austria. The biggest compliment I can give Austria is this looks like two elite sides playing. They don't look out of their depth here. No, they're the ones that are dominant on the ball in France's half, looking to try and fashion an opportunity against France, who are sat in a relatively low block. That's the biggest compliment I can give them tonight. They look really, really good, Austria. Really, really good. It's the fact they're not only defensively solid, which is what we expect a lot of smaller nations to play against big teams. We expect them to be really defensive, really compact, and try and suffocate those... just try and suffocate attacks from the big teams. But they're coming at them in this game. And here's Marcel Sabitzer, goes down the box. That's a penalty. Ref waves it away. That looks like a penalty. VAR's got to have a look at this. I want to see a replay, but my initial thought there, Upamecano... It's so clumsy from Upamecano. Sabitzer gets the wrong side of him. And he just commits... That's a penalty. For me, that's a penalty. Saliba and Upamecano just squeeze in between them. They get none of the ball. That's a stonewall penalty. Surely. It's a bit of a tangle of legs, but they don't get the ball. How is VAR not reviewing this? I don't think VAR's are having a look. No. That's baffling to me. That's absolutely baffling to me. It wasn't hard, but Sabitzer gets in between the two players. Neither of them win the ball there. You'd expect VAR at least to have a look there. But to not even check it, that for me is the weird part. It would have been relatively soft, but he's given so many soft fouls the other way tonight. Arnautovic. Seevald. No definite contact to bring him down. It looked like they tangled legs, no knick-knack. That's how it looked to me. Trauner. Now Seevald. So Seevald occupying that Grealish role of dropping into left back now then. Mwene putting the ball in there. Headed away by Saliba. Danso. And again, I mentioned how Austria looked like an elite side tonight. I think it's because they're implementing some really elite tactical... I don't know what to call them. Instructions. That works. Elite tactical instructions. You're seeing there the defensive midfielder dropping into left back. That allows the left back to go flying forwards. And obviously by dropping a player in there who's a bit more technical, you can have a much more successful build-up phase. So they're stretching the player a little bit more there. They're building out from the back better. Here is Dembele. Up against Mwene. Can he keep him quiet? Dembele comes inside, strikes one, but it's well over. Not really a danger from there. Yeah, that's as if it was the other way around. Sure, he could probably give us a penalty. Yeah, that's the thing for me. This referee just I don't know. It's obviously not just biased, but so many fouls tonight that, you know, really soft ones for France, and the same thing just isn't getting given on the opposition. But Austria, I don't think they'll complain about that particularly, because they've been so good here. If they only lose this game because of an own goal from Werber, yes, it will hurt, but that'd be such a positive thing to think about. The fact that France just couldn't score. Get it past him there. That's really good defending from Jules Koundé. Baumgartner looked like he got past him, but Koundé put in a strong sliding tackle, won the ball cleanly, really good stuff. Austria corner now, though, and they'll look to pile on the pressure. Wimmer over this. France have been wasteful in the final third. When Mbappe's missed one, I think the first half chance you can forgive. The second half he should have scored. But other than that, they've not created many. They've had one shot on target in the whole game. And Austria matched that. Ball into the box from Wimmer, headed away by Griezmann. Moine. Dembele pushes him and wins the ball there. Sabitzer with a strong tackle, but Kante's going to keep coming forward, and they've got an overload here. France, Austria getting numbers back in. Kante. Been seen to this corner. Does get a ball in there eventually. Kevin Danso will be the one who rises highest. And then Stefan Posch smashing it up in the air. Baumgartner tries to offer a challenge to Meccano. That's a physical mismatch he was never going to win. Arnautovic does beat Saliba in the air, though. Baumgartner unlucky to get there as Meccano heads it away. Now Theo Hernandez gives it to Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe down the line, lovely outside of the boot pass into Hernandez, who look to pick out a teammate now across the box. Griezmann just misses it. Dembele will look to keep it alive at the back post now. Cuts it back, Jules Koundé, and it's a low-driven effort blocked by Austria. Now Baumgartner picks up the ball and they'll look to try and break out here. Sabitzer. They've got to go quickly here. Ball in behind. Can Wimmer beat Koundé to it? Sorry, Theo Hernandez. He's going to fight with him, but Hernandez does win that back, to be fair. Really good defending. This game's been really open, though. Really good stuff. Blimey, says Nick Nack. Yeah. An intense minute there of football. Here's Theo Hernandez. Down the line into Kylian Mbappe. He's going to look to come inside now. Switching the play. And in turn, the focus of this attack to the right-hand side. Ousmane Dembele. Here is N'Golo Kante now, who looks for a shot. Dummies it, goes to Thuram. Thuram across goal. Huge save from Pence. Cleared away by Moine. Still alive here, Dembele. Now Jules Koundé. Thuram. Dembele. Ball in. Danso. Clearing it away, but only as far as Rabiot. France lurking on the edge here. Now Saliba. France happy in possession. Saliba. This is the most comfortable I've seen France look tonight. Since about 63 minutes, 62 minutes, they've looked really good. This 5-minute spell, they can keep this up. They're starting to put a bit more pressure on Austria, and I think they'll eventually crack. The second half has been a slight improvement from France overall, to be fair. I feel for Austria, though. They've had so many opportunities tonight. France have been so wasteful. And if it wasn't for that Maxi Werber own goal, then how different this game could have looked. If Baumgartner had just managed to poke that past the goalkeeper, how different this game could have looked. Conrad Lima fighting for it, but Kante sweeps it up well. Still fighting for it, Lima. Kante clears. Headed down by Danso. Ninel says, Hola todos. I believe that is hello, good evening. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish, but I wish I could. I need to. Need to learn. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Hola, bienvenido. Is that welcome, I think? If not, I don't know what I've said. Apologies if it's offensive. Trauner. Now Danso. Ball out wide to Stefan Posch. Looking for a forward pass. Arnautovic holds onto it well. Now he knocks it out wide. Koundé with a crucial interception. Now France will look to break. Antoine Griezmann. Here's Rabiot. Saliba. Oh, Portugal. Well, welcome to the stream. And sorry for not being able to recognise the language. Very similar, to be fair. But yeah, welcome. I'm guessing you're looking forward to tomorrow night then, Ninel. Of course, Portugal in action against Czechia in their first group game. We'll be live for it, of course. We're live for every single match. It'll be me for Turkey, Georgia tomorrow at 5 p.m. And then Harry will be covering Portugal, Czechia from 7:45. So yeah, should be a good evening. And that will, of course, round off week 1 of the Euros. Exciting times. Can't believe we're already a week through it. Still a long, long way to go. But yeah, fantastic tournament so far. Hopefully it keeps up this way. But yeah. Yeah, so I'm saying hi. Hola todos means hi everyone. Okay. Thank you, Yellowstone. Anyway, France now making changes. That's going to be the end of Ousmane Dembele's evening. He'll be replaced by Randal Kolo Muani. So presumably we'll see Thuram go onto the right flank then and Kolo Muani through the middle. Maybe not though. And then Camavinga coming on for Rabiot. So yeah. Hola is Spanish, but if it's without the H written, then it's Portuguese. Cool. Thank you. But yeah. Anyway, double change. 20 minutes to play here. France will be hoping to find a goal because they've not looked comfortable. And with 20 minutes, Austria still could find a way back into this game. A goal and they get a point. And that would be an incredible point. An incredible point to claim. They're hoping they could just find that last push. But yeah, it's going to be difficult. Can they find some sort of goal though? Here's Pence. Now Trauner. Danso. Bringing that ball forwards. It's blocked by Camavinga and out now for a throw. Live in Portugal, but I'm from Ukraine. That's nice. But yeah, so who are you supporting at this tournament then, Ninel? Ukraine or Portugal? Or a bit of both? I'm guessing after yesterday, after earlier today, not Ukraine. Yeah, I guess if you've got two nations, you can just glory hunt. It's like for me, because I'm part Spanish, obviously I'm first and foremost England all the way. But if England get knocked out, the Spain shirt's coming out, we're getting some new flags in the studio, all that sort of stuff. But yeah. Here's Theo Hernandez coming forwards. Camavinga. Now Thuram. Lovely exchange with Theo Hernandez. Thuram coming inside. That is a rogue shot from Thuram as it goes sailing wide. But yeah. That was a soft contact. Theo Hernandez screaming in agony after touching boots with another player. Pence. Now Danso. Across now to Trauner. Carrying that ball forwards. Here is Mwene. Trauner. Back now to goalkeeper Pence. Danso. Ball forward to Wimmer. Sorry. Posh. Wimmer again. Well, that is a poor pass from Wimmer. He's trying to go outside the route to Mwene, but it's nowhere near the bloke. Out for a France throw. Perhaps the least happy man in the stadium there, Didier Deschamps, with a very solemn frown upon his face. They've not been great tonight, France. I think he'll recognise they've got to improve. That's definitely a push from Randal Kolo Muani. That will be a Austria free kick. Mwene. Now Trauner. Here is Conrad Lima. Now Posh. Lima. Sievald. Wimmer. Brought down there by Camavinga, and that will be a free kick. It's a little far here, but they can definitely get this into the box. Well, they might try some sort of routine again. But yeah. At least we've got some nice new uniforms, yeah. That's it. And I second Yellowstone's message as well, saying sorry about your homeland, of course. Hopefully that conflict can be resolved. But yeah. Austria now with this free kick. No idea what the hold-up's about. Wimmer. Going to try and loop this ball into the box now. That's a good delivery. Mainan gets there. It's cleared just off. It looked like it was going out for a corner of Meccano smashing it clear. Now they try and come forwards. Mwene. Here's Trauner. Plays it forward. That touch for Baumgartner escaping him. Thought Posh might win it high up the field there, but he can't. Wimmer. Now Danso. Out wide to Posh again. Here's Wimmer. Towards Posh. And that's a really good challenge there from Teo Hernandez. Ninel says, you're awesome commentators. Thank you so much. Appreciate the kind words. It's been a really nice game to commentate over as well. I enjoy these ones. Where both sides played well. France haven't played particularly well, but it has been quite an even match. Austria have done really, really well. Been quite unlucky. But yeah, it's been a good match. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Even though there's only one goal, and a lot of people will look at that on paper and say it's not been a great game, I think this has still been a good game of football. Teo Hernandez. Here's Conrad Lima. Now Sievald. Tries to poke it towards Conrad Lima, but can't. Kolomoani. Griezmann. Now Jules Koundé. Back towards Randall Kolomoani. Can he get past Kevin Danso? Danso does really well. That's a fantastic tackle in there from Danso. And then Kolomoani fouling him. That's brilliant defending Kevin Danso. He's played really, really well this evening. Bar the error that allowed Mbappe in behind, that wasn't punished because Mbappe took an awful shot. Barring that, he's been flawless this evening. Really, really good. But yeah. Goal kick now. Oh, well, free kick now. For Pence to send long. Now Wimmer. Austria have got to try and make something happen now. Time is running low. Posh. Across to Trauner. Now Nicholas Sievald. Danso. Trauner. That's a poor flick round the corner from Arnautovic, so that will be a France win the ball back now. Arnautovic. Here's a chance. Lima pokes it through. Baumgartner clashes with Mainan, but Mainan, brave and brilliant goalkeeping there. Both players in discomfort here. Oh, that was close for Austria again. Arnautovic touched it to Conrad Lima. His pass threw had a little bit too much on it. Baumgartner committed fully for it. Mainan, though, came out well and prevented it, but at the same time, obviously Baumgartner was always going to go for it. Baumgartner did get to the ball first, but then they did, of course, clash. Hopefully both players are all right. Mainan did take a stud there to the side of the face. Luckily, it's into his boot more that hit the side of the face rather than the studs. Keeper was always getting there, says Nick Nack. Well, Baumgartner got the touch on the ball. So, you've got to go for it, haven't you? What if the goalkeeper backs out of it suddenly? Or misjudges it? You never know. Baumgartner is going to get a yellow card, though, for that. not sure I agree with that, but sure. Ouch, says Knick-Knack, yeah. Did look like a painful one for Mike Moynihan, and a yellow card for Baumgartner. He's making the case to Moynihan that he's got to go for it. Referee doesn't agree with him, but yeah. Yellow card for Christoph Baumgartner. Hospital Ball, says Knick-Knack. Yeah, Lima just put way too much on that. A little less, and that's a great chance for Baumgartner. He's come close this evening for Austria. Baumgartner has. Both times they're being snuffed out by Mike Moynihan. Yeah, I think the yellow's harsh, as you say, Knick-Knack. But yeah, you've got to go for that in there, haven't you? Camavinga. Here's Stefan Posch. Goalkeeper protection is just so huge, isn't it? Which is understandable in most instances, but there are some where it becomes a little bit ridiculous. Koundé, Dembele, Kante. Koundé again, N'Golo Kante, Dembele. Just play it around the corner. Trauner stops it getting to Kante again. Who's that come off? Apparently it's an Austrian player. Of course. So throw-in now for France. Jules Koundé. Oh, also, a question for anyone watching along who's seen our streams before. Forgot to ask this earlier. But have you noticed any difference on the audio today? Because we did change a few settings up after a suggestion in a comment recently. And, well, at least when I was listening to Harry on stream earlier, it sounded like an improvement. But, yeah, do let us know if you've noticed a difference. Griezmann, they're having to try and get past the ref. And they've given... That's so weird there, because Griezmann runs into him. Austria then win the ball back and start driving away, and it's only then that the referee decides, oh yeah, actually I did obstruct that. Just ignored the whole move where he was like doing step overs on top of Griezmann, but yeah. Don't know, but the audio sounds good. Okay, thank you, Knick-Knack, for the feedback. Yeah, we think we might finally solved our audio issues. Moynihan. Here's Saliba. Hernandez. It doesn't sound worse. Okay, perfect. Yellowstone. That's always the fear, isn't it? Thuram. Coming inside. Griezmann looking to get a shot away. Dembele now pulls it back, but it's only Sivald there. And now they'll look to build out. Wimmer. Still 8 minutes for Austria, plus additional time. Baumgartner. Strong chance from Saliba, but he wins it cleanly. Camavinga. Lima's going to come after him there for the ball. Mbappe now out in this wide space. Lima comes across aggressively, but here's Camavinga. Ball across. Thuram is a tame shot. Now here come Austria. That's a little bit of a... There's a foul in there. Baumgartner brought down. I thought the ref would argue it's too soft, but finally he does give one. And Austria, I think, will wait to get players into the box now. Yeah, I was saying it's partly the players' fault when they play it at the ref. They can see he's in the way, don't kick it at him. Yeah. Well, in some instances, obviously ones where like the ball gets played towards the edge of the box, you're running on to hit it, and the ref just stands there. Stuff like that, yeah. That's the ref just being in the way. But yeah, I do get your point. Sabitzer, ball in, Camavinga heading it away. I also don't know if it's just because obviously we're watching so much football in such a condensed period, but it does feel like the refs are getting in the way a lot. But again, that might just be because we're, watching so many games of football, so intensely for so long in such a small period. Maybe that's what it is, but it does feel like refs just keep getting in the way, and that's a soft one there. Mbappe goes down holding his face. Lima is absolutely furious. He's going to get booked for his reaction to that. But that was valid. There's nothing in that. Mbappe throws himself on the floor. Yeah, that is pathetic. That's just a complete and utter dive. Lima steps in. Hand on the shoulder there. As soon as Mbappe loses the ball, he grabs his face. That is just... Thing is, there was a little bit of contact there with the face, a little bit there, and then nothing. But he loses the ball, and so he goes, "Oh, I'm just gonna throw myself on the floor and grab my face." There's a little band of Austrian fans wearing referees' shirts with whistles around their necks, shouting like and offside flags and stuff, and they are protesting against referees, I think, or maybe for referees. I'm not exactly sure. Here's Griezmann. Either way, it seems an apt time to do it. If they're protesting for, well, that goes against their protest. If they're protesting against, then that goes for their protest. Chance now. Wimmer in. Kante. That's an incredible tackle. How crucial that is, because Wimmer was in. Kante got back in, made the tackle. Thuram spins Posh, but they have stopped the game because Kylian Mbappe is in some pain. Pence encouraging visitors to come on quickly. He got the header, then ends up heading into the back of Kevin Danso there. Yeah, his mouth just hits the shoulder there of Kevin Danso. And, that is going to be a painful one, understandably. He's on the ground. I think, as Pence was saying, there's blood in his mouth, so hopefully he's alright. Not play acting this time, Nick, now by the looks of it. Nick Nat's saying, another game for the French, really. They'll probably get slated by the French press like England did by ours, but they've defended well. Recency bias, they call that. Defensively, they've mopped everything up. Yeah, but ultimately, have they played like how we expect France to play? No. There you go. That is a lot of blood. An awful lot of blood over the face of Kylian Mbappe. Coming from his nose and mouth. But yeah. He'll be alright, says Nick Nack. Well, yeah, I don't think that's going to be the end of him. But that is a lot of blood. Yeah, France have had chances in this game. It's going to feel like a real frustrating loss for Austria, given the only goal in this game came from the back of Maxi Verber's head. But other than that, I just found something good. I'm sorry, I was reading a message in chat. Zubair Karem, welcome to the stream, saying, "Bro, I bet my entire family, my kids, and all my life savings for Mbappe to score a hat-trick and France win 4-0. I told my wife at Internet Connection I'm starting to think that it's not worth it. I have 5 workers left that I can bet for tomorrow's Turkey match. Hopefully Arda Güler scores 6 and I can have my family back." Hilarious, Zubair. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Yeah. I mean, my prediction at the start of the stream was 4-0 France with an Mbappe brace. Definitely not coming to fruition now. But yeah, I can't see Arda Güler scoring 6, to be honest, Zubair. I'm interested to see how he performs. I've not seen a whole lot of Güler. I've seen a lot of hype around him. So I'm excited to watch him. And I will be doing Turkey-Georgia tomorrow, so join for that one. 5 o'clock kickoff. Should be good. But yeah, I'm excited to see him play. Because obviously he hasn't got a whole lot of game time at Real Madrid. They are subbing off Kylian Mbappe now. He's got blood in his shirt and it's not very aesthetic. Austria, Moine coming off. That is Pras, I think, coming on. Double change for both teams here. Oh no. Austria doing one and then they're going to do all the other subs in a minute, apparently. No idea why. But yeah. Thomas says ridiculous French squad. Yeah. This France team's absolutely ridiculous. But they've not played particularly well tonight, if I'm honest. I've not been impressed. And that's not just me as an Englishman trying to be optimistic. I've not been impressed by France. The only goal of the game came from an own goal from Maxi Verber. Other than that, they've missed a lot of chances. They've been quite fortunate at the other ends. Austria played really, really well, to be fair to them. But yeah, I've not been impressed, particularly by France. I still think they're an incredible team, of course, and I still think they're my favourites for the tournament. But yeah, this game hasn't been particularly good for them. It's been a good match, but yeah, Posh. I think Mbappe's going to get booked here. Don't know what's going on. it looks like he's going to... Oh, no. It's a coach that's getting... It's Didier Deschamps, I think, that's getting booked. His argument is that they should have just made the subs because Mbappe's injured. I don't really know. But, yeah. I think the argument is that Mbappe's... I don't know if it's a broken nose or whether it's just a nosebleed, but it does look like a pretty serious injury to the nose. I think he is going to get booked anyway because he entered the field without permission. So, I mean, that's a bit of a weird one. Oh yeah, they're trying to get him to stop the game. Oh yeah, definite booking then. He entered the field without permission and just sat down to stop the game. But yeah, so Mbappe straight down the tunnel. They'll go and check that, but that could definitely be a broken nose. And then it'll be Griezmann off as well. So a double change there for France. They don't seem to get any weaker though, do they? But yeah, Fofana and Giroud on. So 4-3-3, a little bit more defensively solid with Fofana on there. So they do fear Austria here. Is there going to be any added time? I hope so. I've had a guess. I'd say 3-4 minutes. How do they know it's a broken nose, says Nick? I don't. I'm just speculating. I don't know if they know it's a broken nose, but that's what it looks like. Wow, he's bleeding. 9 minutes of additional time. Kylian Mbappe booked. As well, of course. They're headed down the tunnel now. Austria have 9 minutes to go and score a goal. This is huge. 9? I'm trying to think what the big stoppages have been. Obviously Mbappe for a bit there, a couple of minutes. 9 minutes feels quite high, even for someone who wants to see Austria, challenge here. And there is a head injury in there for Wimmer. Seemed to just get caught in the box. But yeah. It was, just Camavinga and Rabiot. Sorry, Teo Hernandez. Yeah, it just came together and Wimmer got caught on the side of the face there. Strange to see France hanging on, says Nick Nack. Yeah. It's a weird one. They've just not looked comfortable at all tonight. So Conrad Lima off and Schmidt on. Ball forward from Posh. Wimmer unable to get there. Fofana heads to Camavinga. Camavinga out wide to Brando Colomwani. Sorry, to Thuram. Loses the ball. Headed forward there. Well by Kevin Danso. Wimmer challenging for it now. Up against Teo Hernandez. It falls for Schmid. Can he make anything happen? No. Stopped by Teo Hernandez. He clears it long. Giroud's going to give chase here. That's clumsy from Danso. That's a yellow card immediately brandished to Kevin Danso. I see why he's doing that, but yeah. Yeah, that nose does look broken. Thomas says this squad should never win this tournament. Go England. That's what we love to see. Yeah, hopefully England can go all the way. I believe. Obviously, England back in action on Thursday. We'll be live for that one. 5 o'clock kickoff, England versus Denmark. Yeah, we've got an action-packed few days. Obviously, streaming every single match of the Euros. So we've got 2 games tomorrow, no 2 o'clock kickoff. But I'll be here for Turkey versus Georgia. Harry will be here in the evening for Portugal, Czechia. And then we're back round to, we're on to match day 2. I think we start with, I want to say Croatia, Albania. I think it's Croatia, Albania at 2 o'clock. Which will be a Harry stream. And then Hungary, Germany. Scotland, Switzerland, I think, in the evening. So yeah. Some exciting days coming up. And obviously Thursday, We have Slovenia, Serbia, England, Denmark, and Italy, Spain, which seems like a great game. Yeah, so it's been a pretty brutal game for both teams. This hard fought. Yeah, Austria put up one hell of a challenge. For it to be decided by an own goal feels a bit frustrating, and it annoys me as well because I think we would have had to see France push a bit harder in this second half if they hadn't been gifted a goal in that manner, which would have been interesting. But alas, we didn't see that. Instead, France are trying to set out a 1-0 win here, similar to how England did. But very similar games. Arnautovic gets it to Wimmer. Here come Austria. Tries to switch the play. Savitzer keeping it alive. Schmid plays it to Seevald. And that's ball into the box. Blocked by Kante. Smashed forwards by Koundé. Posh down on his knees. Austria players here are hobbling at the end here. And France have already had to make subs with players going off injured. It's a hard-fought match, and that's a ball into the box there. They claim that's hit the hand of Jules Koundé. Ref, and just, I don't know. It's a night where he's just not really had a great game, has he? The referee. Let's see a replay. Yep, definitely strikes the arm. That should be a free kick to Austria in a good area. Instead, France get a chance to just smash it long. Yeah, blatant handball. That's not close to the body. Trauner. It feels like one of those where, for just no explicable reason, we've got, one of those situations where it's just whether you're wearing a France kit or not, it's whether you get a foul. It's just a weird one. I think it's just, you see those big teams and refs will naturally sort of side with them because they're the ones getting fouled. They're good at buying fouls, but I don't know. I just wish refs were more observant, really, because you can notice when a player just throws himself down a little too easily. I'd rather see a ref who lets the game run a bit more and gives a few that maybe should have been fouls than the other way round. Kanamani, Giroud, it skews off. And now here come Austria. Wimmer. Seevald. Back to Trauner. Here come Austria. Savitzer. Schmid. Pokes it to Stefan Posch. Plays it through, trying to pick out a teammate, but can't. Smashed clear by Fofana. 2 minutes to go. Is anything going to come for Austria? Posch. Whips it in there. Good ball. It's going to arrive at the back post. Oh, and it just bounces through. And that is an Austria corner. Austria can't believe it hasn't come yet. Oliver on the sidelines, getting the fans going. Header forward. Looks like that's come off Saliba. That's out now for an Austria corner. Wimmer. Ball in. Punched away by Mainan. Schmid lifts it in there. Headed away by Camavinga. They're challenging for it here, but France are coming forwards. Thuram bursting down this left-hand side. Players lining up in the box to try and meet it. Well, Thuram's taken this to the corner, and I think this probably will be it. But this says it all. France seeing out a 1-0 win against Austria in the corner. A 1-0 win in which they didn't even score a goal. It was an own goal. Not a good performance from France tonight. Austria the better team. Ultimately, though, quality prevailed in the end. France just have really strong players, but tactically, Austria look really good. And I think they'll offer a real serious challenge to Netherlands and to Poland. And if they come away with 6 points in this group, I wouldn't be surprised. Really, really good performance tonight. And I think they'll feel rightfully hard done by with this result. Definitely could have got a goal. But that is it. Full time here in Dusseldorf. Just about there, France getting through it. Austria 0, France 1 in the end there. But wow, what a tight game. A game that Austria fought so hard in. But ultimately it just didn't come through with a result. Unlucky for Austria. Relief, I think, for France. A team who would be considered by most to be the favourites for the tournament. Just didn't play like that this evening. Very lucky to come away with a win in their opening game. But yeah, good stuff tonight. France, wasteful in front of goal. Had to rely on a Verba own goal to get them through the game. Austria, really unlucky to not come away with anything from that match. But thanks everyone for hopping in. Yeah, so I'm saying excellent streams here tomorrow. Appreciate the kind words. Good night. Thank you, says Ninel. Again, really appreciate it, guys. We are back with every game, of course, of the Euros, so look out for those. We'll be live tomorrow at 5 and 8. Obviously, no game at 2 o'clock, so see you all at 5. That'll be my stream, and of course, Harry at 8 o'clock with Portugal, Czechia. But yeah, should be good. The Group F games tomorrow, the last group games of match week 1, should be interesting. You know, saying Austria and Mbappe wasted big chances. Yeah, obviously Baumgartner really close, unlucky there, and obviously Mbappe had a number. But that is everything from me this evening. I will see you lot tomorrow. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. See you tomorrow.